Hi everyone, Charlene Ortiz here. Today I wanted to discuss 5 easy tips to help you get started on an exercise program and stay committed for the rest of your life. In the 20 years that I've been working as a trainer, probably the hardest thing for everybody when it comes to beginning an exercise program is actually beginning the exercise program. And that is usually about 70% of getting there. Once you can actually get started, get your butt up off of the couch, into a gym, outside for a walk, whatever your exercise, your activity of choice is, once you can actually get there and start doing it, it does tend to get a little bit easier from there. But how do we get ourselves to actually get started on an exercise program? And what are the most common mistakes that people make so that they don't stay committed to their program for the rest of their life? So the first tip is, number 1, be realistic. I cannot tell you the thousands, literally thousands of people I have encountered throughout my career in every single gym I've ever worked at that came into the gym and they were totally gung-ho about starting their exercise program. And they told me, Charlene, I'm so excited to get started. I'm going to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, the next Corey Everson, for those old school people out there that remember Corey Everson. I'm going to exercise 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. I'm committed to change my life and get in shape, and nothing's going to stop me, and I'm ready to go. And so they'll come in for like a week, or for those 6 days, for the first week, stay for like 2 hours, get crazy on the treadmill or taking a class or get into their weights or whatever it is that they do. And then the next week, I never see them again. And so the problem with that, with the people that are overzealous, is that they put incredibly high expectations on themselves that's going to make it a lot less likely for them to be successful in the long term. The problem with putting these really high expectations is that number one, there are too many things that are going to get in the way of life that might prevent you from being able to get to the gym and do your 2-hour workout for 6 days of the week. And because you might have to stay late at work for whatever reason, you might come home and your kid is sick, your car breaks down, whatever. And so if you're not able to continue that schedule, then you'll start to feel like a failure, and then you'll tell yourself, see, once again, here I was, all gung-ho, all ready to go and motivated, and I failed. Or what will happen is, because people jump into it way too quickly, when they haven't been active for many years, or maybe never been active in their life, and they injure themselves. There is nothing more discouraging than injuring yourself when you're trying to get in shape. So the best route to take to begin an exercise program, be realistic with how much time you can commit to your program. Whenever I'm working with a client for the first time, one of the first questions I ask them is, how many times a week can you come in here and how long can you stay? And what is the absolute amount of time that you can commit to no matter what? Even if there is an emergency at work, or you come home, your kid is sick, or something comes up, to disrupt your schedule, or to disrupt your workout time. What time frame do you know you'll still be able to commit to that, even if some unexpected circumstances arise? And so usually for most people, I'll tell them to start with maybe 2 to 3 days a week, 20 to 30 minutes. And this is all going to vary with people's fitness levels and what their schedule is or what have you. But you're more likely to be successful if you look at your schedule and say, okay, I know for sure that I could come in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or not even come into the gym, but maybe go for a walk or a bike ride or hiking, whatever it is. But I know that I can commit to some type of activity for 2 to 3 days a week for 20 to 30 minutes. That's something I know I can absolutely do, and I will have a very, very high success rate with that type of schedule. So if you're able to commit to that 2 days a week for, say, 20 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, again, depending where you're starting at. So if you're able to commit yourself to 2 days a week for 20 minutes, and you achieve that for the first couple weeks, you're going to feel so encouraged and so much more motivated, and that's going to encourage you to add another day and to continue to push yourself and do even more. So you might want to add a third day after being successful at maintaining that schedule for a couple weeks, or you might want to do it for longer. You might want to do it for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, depending again on how strong you've gotten and how much you've progressed. So I always say be very realistic, like incredibly realistic of how much time you absolutely know you can commit for that week, and then stick with that. And that being said, you also want to make sure that you're honest with yourself on what that commitment is. So if you know that you probably could go 3 days a week for 30 minutes, that would be absolutely no problem for you, and you do 2 days a week for 20 minutes, then you're not really pushing yourself to the potential that you can do. So always, make sure that you're realistic with yourself on how much time you can commit. And if you know you can commit a certain amount of time, make sure that you commit to that. And again, if you want to jump into 5 to 6 days a week in the beginning, the likelihood you're going to be successful is going to be pretty slim. The second tip is do what you enjoy. So that when it comes to exercise, as I mentioned in past videos, I despise exercise. I really hate to exercise. And so finding an activity that you can enjoy is going to be huge in helping you stay committed to an exercise routine. And so that could be maybe a class at the gym that you really like, maybe spinning or some kind of kickboxing or whatever, maybe a dance class. Some people absolutely love dancing. A dance class might be a really great alternative for you. Perhaps you enjoy cycling, or maybe you like going out hiking on trails with friends. I always recommend, especially for women, if you're going to go hiking, I recommend that you never go alone isolated on these hiking trails. Very dangerous. So just wanted to add that in there real quick. But whatever activity that you can find that you enjoy, maybe you used to play tennis or basketball, whatever it is, I recommend that you find some type of activity that you actually look forward to. So that way, when you think of doing your workout and your exercise, it won't be so dreadful and so painful for you. And so that's going to be really important in being able to stay committed to an exercise program, as well as being motivated to actually start an exercise program if you do something you enjoy. Number 3 is make an appointment with yourself. And this appointment, you need to treat it like any other appointment, whether it's an appointment with your doctor or an appointment with your hairdresser, an appointment with your tax guy. You want to make sure that appointment is as important as any other appointment that you make, no matter what. On Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6, I'm going to go out and go walking, or from 5 to 5:30. Or from 6 to 7, I'm going to go to the gym after work. Or from 8 to 9 in the morning on Tuesday and Thursday. Whatever it is, once you determine how often you can exercise and what's going to be realistic for you, and then you find an activity that you can do that you'll enjoy, then you make an appointment and you stick to that appointment no matter what. And no matter how tired you are, unless you're physically sick or what have you, you really need to make that appointment a priority. Because if you don't start to get a mindset where your health and your fitness is a priority, then it will never become something that you commit to for the rest of your life, which is what we want. We want you to start an exercise program that you're going to be able to stick with for the remainder of your life, so you can enjoy your life and live a long life. Number 4 is be flexible. And so you might find this a little contradicting to what I just said. You want to be flexible with your appointment. And the reason I say that is because there are going to be emergencies that are going to come up. Perhaps you have decided you're going to exercise Tuesdays and Thursdays after work from 5 to 6, and you find out your kid has a 105-degree fever. And so you have to go home and take care of your child, or your car breaks down, or there's an emergency at work and you have to stay at work. So there are times, I understand, where emergencies are going to come up and you may not be able to keep that appointment. So in that case, set aside another day, another time. one thing that's always boggled my mind is that so often people will say, okay, on Monday morning, I'm going to start my exercise program and I'm absolutely going to do it no matter what. And on their way to the gym, their car breaks down. So they got to bring their car in or whatever. They get a flat tire, what have you. They have to get it fixed. And then Tuesday might come and there's, okay, I'm going to start on Tuesday. Tuesday might come and they end up having to stay late at work or again, their kid gets sick or whatever. Wednesday might come and another emergency, comes up. So then by Thursday, they're like, well, forget it. I'll just start on Monday. Your body has no idea what day it is. It doesn't know if it's Monday or Thursday. So if something happens that gets in the way of your ability to get your exercise in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, then start on Thursday. Don't limit yourself that, well, if I can't do it these days and these time frames, then forget it. I'm just going to start next week. Don't make that mistake, because then what's going to happen, you're going to get into a habit of whenever any type of emergency comes up, you're just going to forget about the whole week and then start again next week. So if you can start on Thursday, even if you were planning for Monday, then start on Thursday. Again, your body has no idea what day it is. And when it comes to emergency, that term can be very relative. And I'm talking about an emergency. I'm not talking about your friend calls and says, oh my God, I got tickets to go see this great movie. You want to come with me? Well, if that is your night to work out, unless this friend, lives in Siberia and you only get to see her every 10 years, unless it's like a rare situation like that. But otherwise, then no. This is my night, or this is my morning, or this is my day to do my workout. I'm sorry, I can't go to the movies with you. Even though you got a free ticket, I'm going to go another night. So again, I'm talking about real emergencies that you absolutely, you have to tend to, and there's no way that you can avoid it. So be flexible. If you can't get the exact days and times in that you want to, then try to find another day or a time that you can do that same week, not the next week, but that same week. Number 5 is compete with yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Say you start to exercise with your friend Jane Doe, and after about a month, Jane Doe's lost 20 pounds and you've lost 15. And it can be easy to get discouraged if we're working out with friends or other people and they seem to be losing weight faster, getting stronger faster, or whatever it is. It can be really easy to get discouraged and feel like, well, how come I'm not getting the same results? Well, you're a completely different person with a completely different body, completely different genetics. So never ever compete with anybody else, unless that's what you do, unless you're a competitive athlete. But if you're not, don't worry about what other people are doing. Compete with yourself. So if last week you were able to do a good 30-minute brisk walk around the block on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the next week try to go up to 35 minutes or 40 minutes. But again, always compete with yourself and try to beat what you did the day before or the week before. And if you always have that mindset, I want to improve this week from what I did last week, then you will continue to get stronger and you will continue to see results and changes, and the changes that you want in your body. So, okay guys, so those are 5 easy tips for you to follow to start an exercise program and stay committed for the rest of your life. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely would appreciate a like and a subscribe to my channel so you can always be notified of future videos that are coming up to help you to achieve your health and fitness goals. Remember guys, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally, and don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.